I started skateboarding when I was 10 years old. My dad had told me on my birthday that he was gonna pick me up, and I hadn't seen him in several months. And so I was so excited to go see him. And I remember getting ready and waiting outside my house for him to come pick me up. And then the time came and the time went. A few hours went by and I was still outside waiting, and my mom told me she remembers watching me from the window, waiting there for my dad to come, and he never showed up. Sorry. I remember being like, just so disappointed. But then that night came, you know, and I spent my birthday with my brothers and sisters and my mom. And all of a sudden I get this knock at the door, and it was my uncle. And I remember he showed up and he had a helmet and he had some pads on him. And he's like, here, these are for you for your birthday. And I remember thinking, like, what am I gonna do with these pads? I don't have anything to use them for. And so I was really confused, and he said, well, you're gonna need this also to go with those pads. And he pulls out from behind the door, he pulls out this skateboard. I remember just being like, just blown away and so happy about it. I totally forgot about, you know, just my dad forgetting to pick me up or just neglecting to. And so that's what started, you know, just that one positive moment just started that. And from then on, I just love skateboarding. Fuck, sorry. Damn.
Okay. Ready? Let's go.
Growing up was really interesting for me. It wasn't a normal childhood. I lived with different family members throughout my life. My siblings and I really struggled growing up, coming from a broken home, going into a type of environment that allowed us to basically do our own thing and be very independent. We had to learn very quickly. It also gave us the freedom to get in trouble, right? We were those latchkey kids that would come home from school and there'd be no parent there. So because I had that freedom to explore and do whatever I wanted, what I ended up doing is I ended up getting heavily involved into drugs and alcohol, especially methamphetamine and cocaine. And I was living with my uncle, who was a meth addict. It allowed me to not have to worry about where it was going to come from, because it was right there. I was living with it. But there was two positive things that were happening in my life at that time, though. Despite all the drugs and alcohol, I had music, and I also had skateboarding. Kind of just messing around. Oh, yeah.
But not too fast.
You count it out. Hey ho, let's go bop. Yeah. When I got into punk rock, that was a decision where I knew that people were gonna not like the way I was dressed, not like the music I was listening to, but I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that people didn't like that, because I wanted to rebel and I wanted to just stick it to them. And that's how I was feeling as a child, that aggressive, you know, angry, just mad at the world, hated my dad, hated my teachers, just wanted to just yell and scream how I felt. And so punk rock and skateboarding both gave me that outlet for that. So I started this band when I was 16, but eventually we ended up splitting up because I stopped doing drugs, and it was around the time I was 18 and I wanted to just clean up my life, and that was around the same time that I decided that I was going to join the military. I don't know what caused me to completely change my mindset when I turned 18. It was like I went from being completely addicted to drugs and alcohol to one day just saying, I don't want to live this way. I don't want to go to prison or die early or to end up not having any future. And I remember a recruiter coming to our continuation school one day, and I was blasting him, saying like, I would never join the military, that's the stupidest thing ever, I'm not gonna die for oil and all this stuff. You know, it was right when Iraq kicked off. And then here I was walking into the recruiting station, and I remember seeing him, and thank God he didn't remember my face. But I walked in there and I weighed about 117 pounds, just a skinny meth addict looking kid. And I just said, I don't care what I have to do, I just want to get out of here and I want to just leave. He was like, how bad do you want to join on a scale of 1 to 10? And I was like, 11. I just want to get out of here. And so I was like the perfect candidate for him. But honestly, to this day, I still don't know what that particular moment was that led me to walk into the recruiting office. It was just, I don't know, an act of God or something that put a little voice in my head that said, you need to do something with your life.
So I didn't make it in time for my daughter's birth, and it was my first kid, and my commander surprised us by writing this letter to my daughter. And he says, Dear Savannah, I want to take a moment to tell you how immensely proud you can be of your father. He is far away from you and your mom today, serving our country in order to secure a bright and better future for the Iraqi people. Yes, it's not every day that commanders do stuff like that, so it definitely means a lot.
During my transition out of the military, I thought I was gonna slow down right away. I thought I was gonna stop that pace that I had in the military where I was constantly go, go, go. But what I didn't know is it was gonna take months and months and months before I ever got to that point. And being a special operator was one of the most amazing things that I was able to do in life. I found so much joy and meaning and purpose in that job. And when I got out, I was actually so afraid that, well, that was it. All the best years are behind me. I'm never gonna do anything as cool as being a special operator. And when I transitioned, I thought that I was going to fill all that with family time. What I ended up doing was getting involved in real estate, doing school that was gonna help better my career in that, and then, you know, going to USC and getting my master's. And so any time that I had free time, it was spent doing something else. And I was just amazed about how disconnected I actually was with my family until Thrash N Raid.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you comb all that hair she's got.
All 4 strands.
Yeah.
And when I started Thrash N Raid, it provided that opportunity to actually slow down. Even though I was adding something else, I started just loving it. It allowed me to connect more with my wife, allowed me to connect more with my kids. And my kids started skateboarding, and I was able to start skating with them. It allowed me to actually enjoy a passion that I felt that I had lost for over 15 years.
Yeah, the tiger stripe.
Yeah, these are
It's all
that one. I don't have the other ones yet. Yeah, dude, no, dude, this is amazing, man. But yeah, dude, thank you. Anything you need, man, you can have me, man. Yeah, absolutely.
When we started Thrash N Raid, I did not expect it to be where it is in such a short time frame. Despite the fact that we were like failing and falling behind, people still supported us and they wanted us to succeed. People don't want to see people fail. But we were just blown away about how many people were actually vocal about that. And so where I thought Thrash N Raid was going to be today is where I thought it was going to be a couple years from now.
Watch that, watch me. Ready? Watch me. On your feet. Ready?
With Thrash N Raid, our mission is to use skateboarding to help people rise above their barriers.
We hope that these young kids look at our message and say, I'm going to treat people with respect and kindness. And whether someone is new to skating or has been skating a long time or does something else totally outside of skating, like riding a scooter, or riding a bike, or just playing video games, that you would not judge someone by appearance or by, you know, what sport they like or activity they like to do, but you would judge someone by their character. We also want kids to understand that it's okay to fail. In skateboarding, you're gonna fail over and over and over again, not just trying to learn, but even after you've been skating for decades. I mean, some of the best pro skaters today still fall down and they still get hurt. But the difference is they get back up and they try it again.
Get a marker all over your nose.
If I could go back in time and meet young Benjie, I would tell him that the road is going to be tough and that you're going to hit some real struggles. No matter what you do, know that it's going to get better and you're going to persevere. My name is Benjie Manibog, and I'm the CEO of Thrash N Raid.
Speeding up a little bit.
We started off pretty slow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we started